I'm going to read again from my new book, Fasting for Ramadan, Notes from a Spiritual Practice. This is from the 4th day of the fasting month, early in the morning. When fasting flattens out my desires, the manic emotions of my mind, the sharp edges, I think maybe I could fill a bowl of this calm and carry it into the night, carry it into the part of my life when I'm eating and functioning again. So far, I am trying and failing. Each night, soon after I've eaten that amazing gratitude for food, I've gotten upset about something or irritated. I'm either saving up all the fire that has been on slow burn throughout the day, or the body, accustomed now to functioning without the energy of food, is completely disoriented by the influx of sugar, calories, and other energies. The body and the mind, which is responsible for the moods of the self? Likely both. And my yoga study reminds me that moods of the self are not really the self that abides. I think there is a self that abides, a version of me skulking inside that watches everything that happens. Like in classical Indian music, there is a plucked melody, but also a drone in the background, a constant note. It's not one or the other that makes the music, but the two together, the thing that changes and the thing that doesn't. So the fast doesn't bring you to your true self. No, fasting just tries to shine a light a little bit on the part that doesn't change, the constant part, the part you don't always see because you are governed by the passions of the physical and the temporal. This is the part of the body that depends on food to stay alive and function. This morning I woke to a rich Spanish tortilla, a thick omelet made with potatoes, onions, and spices. As I ate with gratitude for the food that had been made for me by one of my housemates, I thought about the other 3 people I live with, realizing that I haven't really sat down with them to try to talk about the fast, what fasting means to me, what happens to me as I undertake it. Fasting, like so many Islamic practices, is a community practice, but I don't have much community here. I have invited the Muslim Student Association members to come to iftar each Friday of the month, but mostly on a day-to-day basis, I am on my own in this practice. My friend Craig, who's studying Arabic, tells me that the word for one in Arabic is wahid, and the word for loneliness, wahid. When I was growing up, once I was able, my mother and I always fasted the full month together. Fasting was something we shared, a secret we held between us, waking early in the pre-dawn, eating food, washing the dishes together. Then throughout the day, you knew there was someone else in the house who was in the same condition as you were. And at the end of the fast, at the beginning of darkness, we would prepare the food and eat together. I would watch her as she ate her first mouthful. In all the distance since then, all the time that has passed, all the miles between us, when I remember those moments, I feel only intimacy, the immediacy of that sharing. It's odd for me because I've always been a loner and have always been lonely. I'm not much for group practice, and I don't often go to community prayers. Yet in my daily life, I'm garrulous, a talker. You would never know how alarmingly secretive I am, how much I don't want people to know what I am really thinking, how almost ashamed I am. But when I fast, I always reach out around me. I want everyone to know what is happening. I feel there is something in my hands that I have to spill. And by fasting, perhaps, I am not emptying the bowl of myself, but filling it. Food and attention to food disappears. So what rushes into that space? Filling myself, yes, but with what?